Happy Monday, everybody, and Merry Christmas week. My name is Brandon Rose, and welcome to episode 291 of the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. Every Monday, this podcast covers new game releases, the previous week's gaming news, and we all learn an Xbox-related fun fact together. The show is on YouTube and podcast services around the world, so please subscribe in your favorite and leave a review. Xboxin10.com, no numbers, is your quick source for links to all of our podcast destinations and social media profiles, which you can follow at Xboxin10. To start, let's talk game releases. There were no big games out last week, but the short list of games coming out this week include Fast Penguin, Jewel Fever 3, Star Trek Legends, Kiting Cat, Brightside Quiz, Doodle Taxi, and Swords and Bones 2. Now into last week's biggest news stories, and in a slow news week, we have 3 to cover and 1 asterisk. You'll learn about that in a few minutes. Number 1, Xbox could hold another Developer Direct showcase in January. Tom Ivan at Video Games Chronicle writes, Xbox could be preparing to hold the first-party game showcase in January 2025. The company held its first Xbox Developer Direct event in January 2023, which was followed by its second one in January 2024. And now, a well-informed reporter has said they are expecting an Xbox event to take place next month. Quote, feels like Microsoft has finally hit a good cadence with Xbox Game Pass releases, especially with recent drops like Indiana Jones and what's ahead in 2025, end quote, The Verge's Tom Warren wrote on Blue Sky. Quote, Avowed, South of Midnight, Doom, Towerborn, Fable, Outer Worlds 2, and more are coming next year. I'm also expecting an Xbox event in January, thumbs up, end quote. Whether it's just an assumption based on Microsoft's recent history of holding events in January, or if it's informed by insider knowledge isn't clear, but Warren isn't the only reliable source who thinks Xbox has an event coming in early 2025. Earlier this month, Windows Central executive editor Jez Corden said Microsoft wasn't planning many first-party announcements at the Game Awards, quote, pending Xbox's own Developer Direct in Q1, unquote. Last month, Microsoft's gaming CEO Phil Spencer reiterated that the company won't rule out any first-party Xbox game potentially coming to rival platforms, such as PlayStation and Nintendo in the future. Matt Booty, Microsoft's president of game content and studios, also told Variety this month, quote, we are very much making the exclusivity and windowing decisions on a game-by-game basis, and each of our studios is in a little bit of a different position. There's also the production timeline on a game, so the decision on spacing comes out there first. We want to make sure that there's great experience for our Xbox players, and then gap between when it becomes available on PlayStation is as much of a production decision as it is anything else, end quote. This is not really a surprise, and when there's a lot of smoke, there's often fire. The other one that also has a lot of smoke as it relates to Developer Direct is, are we going to get a surprise announcement of an Oblivion remake? We've been hearing about this one now for about 2 years, and it seems like it's really bubbling up ahead of this Developer Direct. If they were going to announce that, wouldn't you want that to be soon, especially as it's in Developer Direct? And are they really going to launch another major RPG next year? I mean, they're crazy enough to do it. They are basically the Western powerhouse for Western RPGs. And next year, it could include Outer Worlds 2, Avowed, Fable, and the Oblivion remake. Wild stuff. Number 2, Xbox Series X and S architect officially named VP of Next Generation at Microsoft. Ben Carey at Pure Xbox writes, 2024 has been the year that Microsoft has officially started talking about its next generation console plans, and we now have some fresh news on who's helping build the new hardware for Xbox. Jason Ronald, who was front and center of designing and introducing Xbox Series X and S, has been named VP of Next Generation over at Microsoft. This news comes from The Verge, who this week was revealed that Ronald will be attending a panel about the future of gaming handhelds next month, further hinting at what Xbox might have up its sleeve for the next generation. As for what exactly Ronald's role will be for Xbox's next gen hasn't been detailed, but we know that Xbox President Sarah Bond is spearheading the team's efforts in moving towards a new console generation for Microsoft. We'd assume Ronald is working with Bond on bringing everything together for future Xbox hardware in the coming years. And as we've already hinted at here, one of those next-gen systems is looking to be a handheld Xbox of some sort. Phil Spencer has already confirmed that the team is working on a portable system, and with Ronald now attending the handheld gaming panel at CES 2025 next month, we'd assume the team is well on its way to building the thing for the next generation, alongside a proper Xbox Series X successor, of course. This is exciting. I've liked all the interviews I have watched with Jason Ronald. He did build the Xbox Series X, which I do think is a phenomenal console. So I'm excited to see what the next generation is going to be, and for all those thinking that Xbox will cease hardware production, doesn't really seem like that's the case at this point. Number 3, Xbox is reportedly developing a cross-platform user interface. Tom Ivan at Video Games Chronicle writes, Microsoft is said to be working on cross-platform Xbox features inspired by Battle.net. That's according to a Windows Central report, which also claims that exclusive Xbox console games will be the exception rather than the rule going forward. Quote, sources tell us that Microsoft is working on a set of in-game APIs and user interface features called Project Rainway, which is some form of cross-platform Xbox guide menu, end quote, the report claims. Quote, Microsoft has been inspired by the in-game Battle.net social features seen in Hearthstone, Diablo 4, and World of Warcraft, which lets you share and communicate cross-platform. This means that for our games running on other platforms from Xbox, they will have an Xbox flavor and in-game Xbox systems, maybe even cloud saves, end quote. Last week, Microsoft CEO Satya Nadella reiterated that the company's gaming strategy going forward is centered on allowing players to, quote, enjoy Xbox on all devices, end quote. A recently launched marketing campaign is also designed to highlight the numerous ways Xbox games can be played. The new slogan, quote, this is an Xbox, end quote, consists of a humorous series of statements pointing out things that aren't an Xbox, such as bento boxes and bus stops, as well as devices that can play Xbox games. These include mobile phones, laptops, Amazon Fire TV sticks, and the ROG Ally handheld. Yes, this is certainly feeding right into that mission of playing Xbox games on the device you want, with the people you want, where you want, yada yada yada. I want to give them credit though. I still think This is an Xbox is a great marketing campaign, and this certainly adds fuel to the fire that yes, they are indeed, as confirmed by Mr. Phil Spencer, working on a handheld to go along with their next generation system plans. So those are the big three news stories, and I said an asterisk because I'm just going to read this headline, and I'm both disgusted, upset, and can't believe it's an actual headline on a site like IGN. Skibbity Toilet is seemingly coming to Fortnite. And that's all we're going to say on that. As always, we end our show with a fun fact about Xbox, and this one is the top 10 biggest Xbox Game Pass launches of 2024. Credit to Sean Carey at True Achievements. So the top 10 biggest Game Pass games of 2024 by debut week player count were as follows. Number 1, to no surprise, Call of Duty Black Ops 6. Number 2, Palworld. Number 3, Indiana Jones and the Great Circle. Number 4, Stalker 2 Heart of Chernobyl. Number 5, Dead Island 2. Number 6, Diablo 4. Number 7, Senua's Saga Hellblade 2. Number 8, Hell Let Loose. Number 9, Evil West. And number 10, Mafia Definitive Edition. Quite a surprising list, am I right? Call of Duty Black Ops 6, no surprise. Palworld 2 was a big moment of 2024. However, Dead Island 2 at number 5, beating out Diablo 4? That really caught me off guard. And what else do you notice? And now, because of Activision, 5 of the top 10 games are all Xbox first-party games. Thank you all for listening to the Xbox in 10 podcast, your weekly source of Xbox gaming news covered in around 10 minutes. If you like the show, please subscribe on your favorite podcast service, share with your friends, leave a review, and follow on all social media at Xbox in 10. This past week, I am just helplessly addicted to Marvel Rivals. I can't stop playing, it's all I want to do. I'm even PC gaming, haven't really touched my Xbox console. Can't stop, won't stop. My name is Brian Rose. You can follow me on Xbox at Bros93. Hope you all have a great week. Stay safe. Have a good Christmas and keep on gaming.